That little girl was me, Kamala Harris. In the heart of Berkeley, California, during a time when the nation was still struggling to heal from its wounds of racial segregation, a little girl held tightly onto her lunchbox, waiting for the yellow school bus. Her eyes were wide, not with excitement, but with uncertainty. That little girl was Kamala Harris, and her journey to school would become the first chapter of a lifelong fight.
And subscribe to this channel for more videos like this.
She was only 7, with 2 ponytails and a quiet fire in her heart. Every morning, Kamala was placed on a long bus ride, not for adventure, not for fun, but because of a decision made by adults trying to right the wrongs of the past. It was called desegregation. To create equal opportunity, black children were bused from their neighborhoods into predominantly white schools. But what looked like progress on paper didn't feel like justice in Kamala's tiny world. The stares began the moment she stepped off the bus. Some kids moved away. Some parents whispered under their breath. A teacher once looked at her name and mispronounced it, then never bothered to ask again. She wasn't just another student. She was different, and everyone made sure she knew it. Kamala's mother, Shyamala, was a strong woman, an Indian immigrant who had dedicated her life to science and justice. She told Kamala, "Don't let anyone tell you who you are. You decide that." And Kamala listened. Even when the classroom felt cold and the playground felt lonelier, she kept her back straight. Even when no one picked her for group projects or birthday parties, she raised her hand higher than anyone else. She knew, somehow, deep in her heart, that this experience was teaching her more than textbooks ever could. One day, during a school assembly, Kamala heard a girl whisper behind her, "Why is she even here?" It was quiet, but the words hit harder than a slap. She blinked back the tears and looked forward, refusing to turn around. Because she knew. She belonged, even if the world hadn't caught up to that truth yet. Years later, when Kamala Harris stood on a debate stage and looked Joe Biden in the eye, she wasn't just a senator. She was still that little girl with 2 ponytails, remembering the sting of being treated like she didn't matter. Her voice trembled not with weakness, but with memory. "That little girl was me," she said. And suddenly, the world saw the story behind her strength. Kamala didn't become vice president by accident. She was forged through isolation, shaped by pain, and driven by the injustice she faced as a child. Every law she defends, every community she speaks for, carries a piece of that little girl who once rode a yellow school bus into a world that tried to push her out. But she didn't leave. She stayed. She fought. And she rose not just for herself, but for every child who ever felt like they didn't belong.
Whose inspiring story of politician would you like to hear next? Tell us in the comments below.